Hey, good day to you. This is Todd. I am a regular dude walking in the Word. Today we are talking. We're talking our way through Genesis, and we're in Genesis 8 today, and I'm entitling this "The Great Restart." Okay, what has happened so far is we talked about creation and Adam and Eve and stuff so far, and now we're in Noah, and we're talking about the flood, and this today concludes the flood and how. The destruction is ending, and then after this destruction ends, then I'd call it the Great Restart, because God, lays out the covenant and everything and tells Noah what to do. Okay, so that's why I'm calling it the Great Restart. So turn in your Bibles with me, like I have here, to Genesis 8, and we're going to read Genesis 8 today. All right. It says this: But God remembered Noah and all the wild animals and the livestock that were with him in the ark, and he sent a wind over the earth, and the waters receded. Okay. Now, when it says God remembered Noah, it wasn't like, oh man, I forgot all about Noah. What am I going to do? No, it's just I don't know how to say it. He didn't forget about him, but it's like, this is the next step. Okay. Anyway, and then he sent a wind, and the wind was there to help dry up the water and have it evaporate and become clouds and so forth, okay? Because remember, it had never rained here before until now, okay? So there probably wasn't any wind before. There was no need for wind, but now there is the need for wind. Verse 2, Now the springs of the deep and the floodgates of the heavens had been closed, and the rain had stopped falling from the sky. The waters receded steadily from the earth. At the end of 150 days, the waters had gone down. And on the 17th day of the 7th month, the ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat. Okay. The waters continued to recede until the 10th month, and on the first day of the 10th month, the tops of the mountains became visible. All right. After 40 days, Noah opened a window he had made in the ark and sent out a raven, and it kept flying back and forth until the water had dried up from the earth. Okay, so the raven was sent out, and a raven is an unclean bird because a raven eats dead things. Okay, so raven would have had a feast. There's a bunch of dead carcasses probably floating out there, and so the raven would have had a good time eating. The next bird that Noah will send out is a dove, which is a clean bird, which does not eat dead animals or dead anything, and so it would not be satisfied out there. Verse 8, Then he sent out a dove to see if the water had receded from the surface of the ground. But the dove could find nowhere to perch because there was water all over the surface of the earth. So it returned to Noah in the ark. He reached out his hand and took the dove and brought it back inside the ark. Okay. He waited 7 more days and again sent out the dove from the ark. When the dove returned to him in the evening, there in its beak was a freshly plucked olive leaf. Then Noah knew that the water had receded from the earth. He waited 7 more days and sent the dove out again, but this time the dove did not return. Okay, so he sends out the raven. The raven's having a great time out there because it's eating every dead thing that's still floating around out there. The dove goes out. Has no place to really land and doesn't want to be eating dead things, and then it comes back with a olive leaf, and then it just didn't come back the next time. It was like, I'm home free. Verse 13. By the first day of the first month of Noah's 601st year, the water had dried up from the earth. Noah then removed the covering from the ark and saw that the surface of the ground was dry. By the 27th day of the second month, the earth was completely dry. Then God said to Noah, Come out of the ark, you and your wife and your sons and your wife and their wives, and bring out every kind of living creature that is with you, the birds, the animals, and all the creatures that move along the ground, so they can multiply on the earth and be fruitful and increase in number on it. Okay? So God, here he's given instructions, come out of the ark, but he wants you to be fruitful and multiply now. Okay? So spread out and have children is what he's saying. Okay. Verse 18, So Noah came out together with his sons and his wife and his sons' wives and all the animals and all the creatures that move along the ground. And all the birds and everything that moves on the land came out of the ark. one kind after another. Then Noah built an altar to the Lord, and taking some of the clean animals and clean birds, he sacrificed burnt offerings on it. The Lord smelled the pleasant aroma and said in his heart, "Never again will I curse the ground because of humans, even though every inclination of the human heart is evil from childhood. And never again will I destroy all living creatures as I have done. As long as the earth endures, seedtime and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night will never cease." That's the end of chapter 8. The key verse there is, Noah, when he got off the ark, he didn't let me go build a house or something. He immediately, the first thing he did was to offer a sacrifice to the Lord. So he was giving thanks to God and offering a sacrifice to the Lord. That's the first thing he did. That should be primary we should think about the Lord first before we do other things. Okay. And it says, he said, "Never again will I curse the ground because of humans, even though every inclination of the human heart is evil from childhood." We're born with a sinful nature, okay? And we want to sin, all right? So, but God said, "I'm not going to destroy every human being again like that," okay? Even though they deserve to die, okay? So, that is the great restart of God's creation, really. Thank you for watching. I'm just a regular dude walking in the Word. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we continue our journey through the book of Genesis. Lord's blessing. I'll see you then.